Hello everyone and welcome to a new series. I'm going to be playing through the medium. Now a few points of business before I start with the series. I had recorded a couple of episodes, about 5 episodes, and I realised after actually uploading one, because I didn't bother checking them first, that when my sound card had updated its drivers, because creative in their infinite wisdom, it reset all of my settings and disabled my microphone. So that was fun little thing, number one. Maybe it would have been a blessing to keep it without any commentary. Second thing, this is going to replace, for the time being, it's going to replace the Division 2. I will be recording more Division 2 episodes. In the meantime, I'm just going to be replacing this with the Division 2. I don't want to have too many series being uploaded at once. I've also tinkered with the settings. This is a new game, so I don't know how much news has come out about it. But basically, this game runs like an absolute arse. As I'm running at 1080p, I've got HDR off. I'd love to play with HDR, but it doesn't work with the Radeon drivers. I don't know why. I do have everything up high. There's no ray tracing because I'm only on RX 5700 XT, so I don't have ray tracing. I think I'm not entirely sure I want it on quality low, but we'll see. But this is also, I can have it. It is being upscaled to 2160p. It is, and it should be running it close to 60, which apparently that's a challenge even with DLSS on an RTX 3080. So yeah, this game does not run well, but it's fun. It's fun. It reminds me a lot of Silent Hill 3 and Resident Evil, the old style Resident Evils. This first loading sequence takes forever. It's okay once you've loaded it once, but it takes forever the first time it loads. And it uses, I think, one of the main reasons the game has such poor performance is it takes so long, it takes so much memory up.
It all starts with a dead girl. Ever since I was little, I've had this dream. It's the end of summer. A girl is running through the woods. The moon, the scent of pines. And then the gunshot. It always felt so real. The blood on my cheek, the cold sweat running down my skin. I'd managed to convince myself it really happened. This scar of a memory. But part of me I could never fully understand. Well, that wasn't the only part. No wonder people used to think I was strange. If they only knew. That day when the phone rang, it was the hardest day of my life. The day I went home to say goodbye to my father. Dress him up for his last journey. Put him in a suit, fix his tie. Simple. Just the things he did every day. But looking through his stuff wasn't easy. I needed a moment to pull myself together. I was almost ready. I just had to find his special tie clip.
Yeah. So, as I said, running at a lower resolution. 1080p. Been a while since I've had to run a game at 1080p. Although, that's why I've been hesitant to get Cyberpunk, because apparently that runs a bit like ours as well. Okay, start diary here. Memorial, funeral, ultrasound, biopsy, neurological visit. From the sounds of it, well, it's not her diary, it's her father's diary, Frank, or Francis. I think his name is Francis. I'll find out why later. Most of those funerals on here aren't actually his funeral. In fact, all of them are his business. A cool thing is this does actually show off a lot of the new AMD technology. So you got the brand new screen space reflections, which AMD's got a new Fidelity FX.
Shit. Yeah. Nice to see you too.
Yeah. Radeon's got a new Fidelity FX screen space resolution.
Jack's room. It's like he never... Damn it.
SDK. It works a treat. It does get it's a lot higher quality. You can see that in because the whole game is all rendered in game, so there's no pre-rendered cutscenes. You can see that in the reflections. Like, they didn't have the normal screen space shimmer that you see on the edges and sort of blocks and stuff. It reconstructs the image, so it gives a more sort of ray traced look to the reflections, but it's obviously a hell of a lot.
I used to think I'd never fit in, but Jack, he didn't mind my weirdness. He kept telling me I was special.
It's got a lot. It's obviously a lot faster. It's also using the Fidelity FX upscaler and contrast adaptive sharpening. Most of the part of the contrast adaptive sharpening SDK, and I've been telling people on the AMD forums this is their version of the LSS. But no one seems to believe me. They're like, oh no, AMD's got like something called super sampling.
Jack was a humble, religious man. He ran a funeral home, and I'd help out whenever I could. It felt good to be useful. Keep hissing at me. Who do you think's gonna feed you now?
No one. So, yeah.
Jack was part of the Solidarity movement. He spent a few months in an internment camp, but even that couldn't dampen his spirit.
Yeah, so I think it sort of like looks good. I don't think it plays particularly well on PC. I think they need to give a bit more love to PC. I don't know how well.
Come on, Jack. Where'd you put it?
I don't know how well
Okay. Let's do this the other way.
runs on. I don't know how well it runs on. What was it? The Xbox and whatnot, but apparently it runs better.
There you are. Okay, I think that's it. Jack's waiting downstairs.
Oh, that
Time
cat!
to say goodbye.
That cat is very full of himself. Okay, I want to come over here.
Looks nourishing.
If you say so. Whoa. That looks low rent cat food if I've ever seen it. It's like kibble dog food.
There you go. What's your face? Glad to see you're still kicking around.
Miners from the Circe mine came to work today, as usual, but instead of flashlights and pickaxes, they carried a black casket adorned with lit candles, a symbol of their company's demise. This is not the death of our mine, says members of the Circe Mine Rescue Committee. We will not let our jobs be buried. This casket is meant for the Stiller Coal Company. The miners also have announced they'll come back to work tomorrow. They refuse to accept that the Circe mine was liquidated. Meanwhile, their colleagues continue to protest outside of the company headquarters in Taichi, building a symbolic wall in the entrance. Each day they add another layer of bricks. There's only 5 left until the wall reaches the ceiling. NATO's new mission, protecting stability in a post-Cold War world. Earlier today, the US President Bill Clinton delivered a major foreign policy address to commemorate the fall of the Berlin Wall. The President commended the progress that was made in the last decade towards strengthening democracy in the Central and Eastern Europe, while also outlining the challenges that lie ahead. The US leader also emphasized the fact that his country's leadership and involvement have been critical to Europe's peaceful transformation. President Clinton's vision for an undivided, democratic and peaceful Europe has now been furthered by another key achievement, the introduction of Poland, Hungary and the Czech Republic into the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. By doing so, the NATO leaders are hoping to strengthen these young democracies and ensure their further contribution to the security and stability of Europe. Now this does say November 1999. The Berlin Wall didn't fall in 99. The Berlin Wall fell in 89. I remember the news. I remember watching the news about it. It was a very big deal.
I can't believe it's all still here. Oh, Jack.
So I'm wondering if possibly the developers are a little younger and don't really remember it very well. Oh, this just tells us how to do this. And we do use this mechanic a little later on. It's not sort of like we use it once. It's interesting.
I guess I forgot about this one. I can do it now.
Now, as a note, This is a Polish game set in Poland, and I'm gonna butcher a load of fucking words. Um, because I'm
Too soon. It needs to stay in longer.
oh, fuck. Yeah. I'm not very. I don't understand
Too
Polish.
soon.
Fuck
It
me.
needs to stay in longer.
I don't understand Polish when it's done into English because there's letters where you're like, well, we have a letter for that.
What was the last photo I took of you, Jack? Shit.
Yeah, there's a letter for that. So why aren't you using that letter? And you know, for example, W's and V's, and it won't. It doesn't trigger with me. You know, I'll keep pronouncing them as a W.
Interesting.
I think maybe the game is a bit too dark at the moment. At least for me, I don't know what it's like in recording. Maybe I could go back to default. It might be a bit too bright. Yeah, now I can actually see the title. It'd have been fine in if I'd been able to record in HDR.
We lived upstairs from Jack's funeral home.
Oh, right.
It wasn't as weird as it sounds. Besides, if it wasn't for that, I may never have learned to use my powers. Weird to be back in my old room. So many memories. Yeah. I used to have a thing for them.
Butterflies.
Don't know why, really. I guess they just used to make me happy. Jack knew it well. That's why there's so many of them here.
It's pretty.
Kids from the orphanage. Not all of them had my luck. That's why I kept coming back. To play. To take care of them. To listen. That was the least I could do.
This is a very interesting...
Spirits. There was a time I'd try to run from them. To ignore their calls. Matthew was the first one I helped pass on.
Yeah, this is a very interesting photo because I think this is going to play a bit into the story later. I've not played... I didn't play too far into the game, but I don't know. I just had a very strong suspicion.
I used to get a lot of these. To me, they were like trophies. Badges of honor for doing the right thing. Jack wasn't too amused, but he did his best to cover for me. I kind of feel bad for making him go through all that.
Dear Mr. Orkin, we must request you attend the next parent-teacher meeting as we would like to discuss with you the situation that took place last Thursday. To recap, Mary Ann gave one of the students a message from his recently deceased grandmother. We understand it was Mary Ann's way of consoling her fellow student, but we're sure you realize that this behavior is inappropriate, to say the least. Given that this is not the first behavioral problem we've informed you about, we believe it's high time for you to meet and talk about Mary Ann's future in our school. Sincerely, Principal of the Primary School Number 7, Sophia Kania.
My oldest family heirloom. As a kid, I'd show this to people just to freak them out. I'd usually say something like, "Pretty sick, huh?" I was such a dork.
Yeah, so this is basically covering how she seemed to have been put in the ICU at a very young age and had lost her parents or something like that. We'll probably end up finding out about that later. Probably. I don't know yet, but again, it's another hunch I have. I don't think there was anything over here, was there? You could just walk over there for the view. Right.
Jack taught me to accept my condition. Of all my foster parents, he was the only one who saw it as a gift and not a curse.
Alright, now I believe there's nothing out here. I mean, there's a note about the funeral parlor. Again, this is the funeral parlor itself. I don't think there's anything over here.
Yeah, who doesn't?
Interestingly, I don't see any water down here. And last time I was playing this, there was water all the way down there.
Jack's in the prep room.
So you got a thing of Yggdrasil and a cross. Ginger, interesting. Adam Nowak died from a car accident. Embalmed, dressed body, some flowers. Jack, Mrs. Nowak, Novak. See, that's what I'm saying. Mrs. Novak brought the funeral payment confirmed today, and it's in the cabinet. Also, Robert took Friday off, so we'll need to find someone else for the funeral, Marianne.
Here it is.
I think that's all for this room, at least for now.
Not sure if I'm ready for this.
It's Spare jacket if we need it. I can't pick it up yet.
Hey, Jack. I got your special clip. Now, where's your tie? Snazzy. You wouldn't have it any other way. I didn't expect this to be easy. I guess I didn't know what to expect. When things get personal, it just burns you from the inside out. There. I guess you're ready. But am I? Oh, can't you people read? The sign says closed. What the hell? Guess you felt it too, huh?
Yeah, Kitty followed you.
And then it happened, as it did so many times before. Just when I thought my day couldn't get any worse.
Where is that darn notebook? I'm gonna be late. I need to find that. Marianne? Marianne, are you crying, my child?
It's fine, Jack.
Now, you didn't happen to see my notebook, did you, darling? My memory's a bit fuzzy. So much for aging gracefully, eh? Where is that thing?
Listen, Jack. You should probably get some rest. Forget the notebook.
Oh, no. I've got so much work, my dear.
It's okay,
No,
Jack.
I can't just... What?
Let it go. It's not important.
You are crying. What's wrong, dear? Oh, why is it so cold in here? Where is that notebook?
It's okay, Jack. It's okay.
My sweet little Marianne. What would I ever do without you?
Jack. Don't worry about it. It's time to get some rest.
Oh, Marianne.
Yeah?
Oh, I'm worried about the surgery. When I'm at the hospital, Are you sure you're going to be all right?
Yes, Jack. It's gonna be fine.
You know, I promised myself once I would never let anything happen to you. Not while I'm around.
I'll be fine. I promise.
No risky stuff then. Huh? All right?
All right, Jack. Now, get some rest.
I need no. Yes. Be good, Marianne. I love you, my child. I've loved you since the moment you walked into my life. Remember that. Always.
Most people would give anything to have that opportunity. To say all the things that were left unsaid. But it didn't make things any easier. I could help 1,000 souls cross over, but when it came to Jack, it still hurt like hell. I love you too, Daddy. I used to think everyone saw the world the way I did. Divided. Torn between two realities. But no. I was the only one. Or so I thought.
It doesn't rain, but it pours.
We're closed. There's another funeral home across town. I can give you the number.
Marianne.
Who is this?
You don't know me, Marianne. But I know you.
Look. If this is a joke...
You need to listen to me, Marianne.
Okay, I'm hanging up.
I know what you are.
What? Who is this?
My name is Thomas. I need your help.
Listen, if that's all you've got, I'm...
No, there's more. I can give you the answers you've been looking for your whole life. I need you to trust me.
Trust you? I don't even know you.
It all starts with a dead girl.
What did you say?
The Neva Resort. Find me there. Please. The light, it's almost gone. It's not dark yet, but it's getting there. You're the only one who can stop it. You're my only chance.
Hello? Hello? Shit.
See? Gotta go to the Neva Resort. So, the game is set in, I think it's mid 99. So it's 21 years ago. Well, 22 years ago, technically. But yeah, 21 years ago. So, as we're playing through, keep in mind, when you're reading dates, you're like, oh, how could such and such been alive on such date? Remember, the game is set many years ago. And then on top of that, Marianne, as far as I know, is about 30 at the moment. So, yeah, I think she was born, 1970, 1971, something like that. Well, this is an absolutely fascinating, interesting game, though, and it's fun. Although there's some elements of it that irked me as I was playing through it initially.
And off I went, on nothing but a hunch. A call from a complete stranger. But I'd learned to trust my instincts, and there was something about this guy, his voice. Felt like I should know him. Either way, he sure seemed to know me. The Neva Workers Resort. Right off the bat, I could feel there was something off about that place.
Okay, so this is where I'm going to leave this first episode. Hopefully you've been enjoying this so far. I'm sure there's a couple of other playthroughs and people who are more entertaining than I am. Yeah, interesting game. And one that I'm going to keep playing through. I'll see you in the next episode.